Welcome back to Smartphone Predictions. Today we're diving into one of the hottest topics in the smartwatch world, the upcoming Garmin Venu 4. For years, the Venu lineup has been Garmin's stylish yet powerful answer to mainstream smartwatches, like the Apple Watch and Samsung Galaxy Watch. But now, leaks are telling us that the Garmin Venu 4 could be right around the corner. And let me tell you, the upgrades sound very exciting. From a brighter display and sleeker design to a flashlight, smarter health features, and even the possibility of LTE connectivity, this might be the biggest leap in the Venu series so far. The only catch is, Garmin hasn't officially confirmed anything yet. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through every rumor, every leak, and every bit of insider speculation we've gathered. I'll compare it to the Venu 3 and Venu X1, talk about how it fits into Garmin's overall smartwatch strategy, and finally give you my thoughts on whether it's worth waiting for the Venu 4 or if you should buy something that's already out. Let's start with how all of this began. The very first clue about the Garmin Venu 4 didn't come from a leak site or a supply chain insider. It actually came from Garmin themselves, specifically from the documentation of their Japan Golf app. Someone noticed that the app listed Venu 4 among supported devices. At first glance, it might seem like a mistake, but then Tech Radar and Tom's Guide picked up the story and pointed out that Garmin has a history of quietly slipping future models into their software documentation before they launch. In other words, this was no typo. It was a breadcrumb, an early confirmation that the Venu 4 is in the pipeline. And if you follow Garmin's product history, you know that once a device shows up in their apps, an official launch usually isn't far behind. So naturally, the next question is, when will it actually come out? To figure that out, let's take a quick look back at Garmin's release timeline. The Garmin Venu 1 launched in 2019, bringing an AMOLED screen to Garmin's smartwatch lineup for the first time. Then came the Venu 2 in 2021, which improved battery life and performance. Fast forward to August 2023, and we got the Venu 3, a watch praised for its 2-week battery, advanced health metrics, and polished design. Garmin tends to follow a 2-year cycle for the Venu series, so if we do the math, that puts the Venu 4 right around late summer or early fall of 2025. And that lines up perfectly with what we're seeing in these leaks. Some sources even suggest a July or August launch window, which makes sense considering Garmin loves to refresh its lineup just before the busy holiday season. Now let's talk design, because if there's one thing that separates the Venu series from Garmin's other watches, it's style. Garmin has rugged adventure watches like the Phoenix and the Epix, but the Venu is the line that tries to blend fitness power with everyday wearability. According to leaks, the Venu 4 is expected to take this balance even further. Tech Radar has hinted at a brighter AMOLED display, possibly even brighter than the Venu X1, which already hit an incredible 2,000 nits of brightness. If you've ever tried to read a smartwatch outside on a sunny day, you know how big of a deal this is. The brighter the screen, the more usable the watch is for runners, cyclists, and hikers who spend a lot of time outdoors. On top of that, reports say the Venu 4 will feature slimmer bezels and a sleeker overall profile, making it feel more modern and competitive with Apple and Samsung designs. So in short, the Venu 4 is expected to be stylish enough for the office, or a night out, yet tough enough for the trail. But of course, design is just the beginning. What really matters are the features, and this is where the leaks get interesting. One of the most talked about additions is a built-in LED flashlight. Now you might be thinking, a flashlight on a watch? Do I really need that? But if you've used a Garmin Fenix 7 Pro or Enduro 2, you'll know how surprisingly handy this can be. Imagine you're out for a jog at dusk, or camping in the woods, or even just fumbling for your keys in the dark. Having a flashlight built into your wrist is incredibly practical. It's one of those small features that you don't realize you need until you have it. Another rumored addition is a smart wake alarm. This is something Apple and Fitbit have done for a while, and it's great to see Garmin catching up. Instead of waking you up at a fixed time no matter what, a smart wake alarm analyzes your sleep stages and tries to wake you when you're in the lightest sleep phase within a given window. The result is that you feel less groggy in the morning. Combine this with Garmin's already excellent sleep tracking, and mornings could feel a whole lot better with the Venu 4. Health features are also rumored to get an upgrade. Right now, Garmin already does a fantastic job with heart rate tracking, sleep analysis, VO2 max, and recovery metrics. But leaks suggest we could see even more advanced sensors in the Venu 4. Some speculate about blood pressure monitoring, while others point to improvements in ECG accuracy. Blood pressure monitoring would be a massive step forward. Imagine having your watch track not just your workouts, but also a key health metric that doctors use to monitor long-term wellness. This could open Garmin up to an entirely new audience, beyond fitness enthusiasts, people who care deeply about daily health management. And then there's the controversial feature, LTE Connectivity. Tech Radar has reported that Garmin has been experimenting with LTE for years, but so far it's only appeared in a handful of niche models. LTE would let you take calls, send texts, stream music, and even send emergency SOS signals without carrying your phone. That's a huge deal, especially for people who run or cycle outdoors. Now here's the catch. Not everyone believes LTE will come to the standard Venu 4. Some insiders think it may be reserved for a future Venu 4 Pro model in 2026. Still, the fact that this conversation is happening at all shows how serious Garmin is about modernizing the Venu lineup and competing with Apple and Samsung head-on. So what about the price? The Venu 3 launched at $449 in the US, and reports suggest the Venu 4 will land in a similar ballpark, around $400. That keeps it competitive with the Apple Watch Series 10 and the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7. But here's the thing. If Garmin does release a Pro variant with LTE or advanced health sensors, don't be surprised if that one climbs closer to $500 or even $600. Garmin knows people are willing to pay for premium features, especially if it helps them stand out from the competition. To put this into perspective, let's compare. The Venu 3, released in 2023, remains a fantastic watch today. It boasts up to 2 weeks of battery life in smartwatch mode, has ECG, advanced health tracking, and a very polished interface. The Venu X1, launched more recently, takes things further, with a 2000-nit display, slimmer design, and a built-in flashlight. But the trade-off is shorter battery life and a higher price. If the leaks are correct, the Venu 4 will be a best of both worlds device, combining the bright display and flashlight of the X1 with the endurance and advanced tracking of the Venu 3, and of course adding a few new tricks of its own. What's also interesting is how the community has reacted. On Reddit, some users expect only minor software upgrades, things like better maps, smart alarms, and slightly improved performance. Others are hoping for big leaps like LTE, blood pressure monitoring, or even satellite communication. And almost everyone agrees that the price will go up, so expectations are being managed carefully. It's always fun to see the community speculate, because often these discussions turn out to be surprisingly accurate once the watch is officially announced. So let's recap everything we know so far. The Garmin Venu 4 is almost certainly coming, in late summer 2025. The leaks suggest a brighter AMOLED display, a sleeker design, and new features like a flashlight and smart wake alarms. Health metrics are expected to improve, possibly even adding blood pressure monitoring. LTE might arrive, if not now, then in a Pro model later. And the price will likely hover around $400, with higher-end models costing more. Now comes the real question. Should you wait? If you're someone who always wants the latest and greatest tech, the Venu 4 is definitely worth waiting for. The leaks are too consistent and the upgrades sound too good to ignore. But if you just need a reliable smartwatch right now, the Venu 3 and the Venu X1 remain excellent options. The Venu 3 gives you amazing battery life and proven reliability, while the X1 gives you cutting-edge design and a super bright display. It really depends on your priorities. So, what do you think? Are you planning to hold out for the Garmin Venu 4, or are you tempted to grab one of the current models at a discount? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop them in the comments below. This has been Smartphone Predictions. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe for more in-depth tech breakdowns, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss the official announcement when it finally drops. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.